Hours after Princess Diana died, King Charles and Queen Camilla did this. Guard exposes all. When Princess Diana died in that tragic car crash in Paris, the world was heartbroken. Millions cried, streets filled with flowers, and yet, behind palace walls, something very different was happening. While the public mourned a beloved princess, King Charles and Queen Camilla were already making calls, having secret talks, and planning their next move. What really happened in those first few hours? One royal guard has finally come forward, exposing shocking behavior, quiet conversations, and choices that still leave questions today. From hidden phone calls to carefully planned PR moves, this is the side of Princess Diana's death the palace didn't want you to see. Let's go back to the very moment it all started. Number 1. King Charles called Queen Camilla before telling the Queen. The first person King Charles reportedly contacted after hearing about Princess Diana's crash wasn't his mother. It wasn't the Queen. It wasn't even his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. According to sources close to the palace, King Charles called Queen Camilla Parker Bowles first. Now let that sink in. While Princess Diana, his ex-wife and the mother of his children, was fighting for her life in a hospital in Paris, King Charles reached out to Queen Camilla. Not to share grief, but as one royal aside put it, to stabilize the situation. That's royal speak for getting ahead of the story. Queen Camilla at this point was still extremely unpopular with the public. Many still blamed her for the breakdown of King Charles and Princess Diana's marriage. So why was she the first call? It's believed King Charles saw her as his emotional anchor, and perhaps more importantly, his strategic partner. They'd already been quietly preparing for a future together. Now, with Princess Diana gone, that future looked much closer. But the choice to speak to Queen Camilla before the Queen raised eyebrows even inside Buckingham Palace, it wasn't just disrespectful, it was revealing. It showed where King Charles' heart and mind were in that critical moment. Not with duty, but with Queen Camilla. Number 2. King Charles was more concerned about public image than grief. Instead of breaking down in grief or focusing on his sons, King Charles immediately started working on something else: his public image. According to staff at the time, he seemed oddly calm. One palace insider even claimed King Charles was focused on press strategy within hours of Princess Diana's death. This wasn't just about mourning a tragedy. It was about managing perception. You see, King Charles knew the world would be watching, and he also knew what most of the world thought of him. Princess Diana was the people's princess, beloved for her warmth, her compassion, and her authenticity. King Charles, in contrast, had spent years painted as cold and detached, especially after the messy details of their marriage became public. So instead of staying in the background and mourning quietly, King Charles allegedly began working the phones. He spoke to aides, communication staff, and even some senior royals, not just about logistics, but about how to position himself. He didn't want to look like the villain. And with Princess Diana gone, there was a chance to reshape the narrative. It sounds harsh, but for King Charles, this was a PR crisis just as much as it was a personal loss. And Queen Camilla, of course, was part of the equation. Number 3. Queen Camilla's family feared assassination attempts. The public's reaction to Princess Diana's death was explosive. Outside Kensington Palace, people were screaming, crying, and blaming the royal family. And among the names being shouted most, Queen Camilla Parker Bowles. For years, she'd been cast as the other woman. Now, with Princess Diana gone, people saw her as the reason. The backlash was so intense that Queen Camilla's family feared for her safety. One royal protection officer later said they had to increase her security immediately and without question. Her home in Wiltshire became a fortress. Guards were stationed at every entrance. Vehicles were checked, and according to reports, even her phone lines were monitored for threats. Queen Camilla was terrified. One of her friends claimed she stayed inside for days, barely eating or sleeping, afraid someone might come for her. She knew what the public thought, and she knew how much anger was out there. But even in that moment of fear, Queen Camilla wasn't just lying low. She was speaking with King Charles regularly, helping shape how he responded publicly. It was as if she understood this tragedy could change everything, for better or worse. And while her safety was now a serious concern, many still believe her priority, like King Charles, wasn't mourning Princess Diana, but managing what came next. Number 4. King Charles deliberately delayed telling Prince William and Prince Harry. This part is perhaps the hardest to hear. King Charles, by many accounts, waited too long to tell his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, that their mother was dead. Prince William was 15. Prince Harry was just 12. Both were sleeping at Balmoral with their grandparents when the news came in. According to insiders, King Charles was informed early in the morning, but didn't immediately go to his boys. Instead, he waited. Why? Some say he wanted to be absolutely sure before telling them. Others claim he was overwhelmed. But critics argue something else, that he didn't know how to say it. Or worse, that he didn't want to be the one to deliver the news. By the time he finally spoke to them, the world outside was already buzzing with rumors. The media had picked up the story. Headlines were flashing across TV screens. It's possible that the boys might have even heard whispers before they heard it from their father. That delay, those extra hours, stung. And according to people close to the princes, they never truly forgave him for it. In moments of true crisis, children remember who showed up for them and who didn't. Number 5. Queen Camilla listened to Princess Diana's funeral on radio, smugly. While the world gathered around TVs to watch Princess Diana's funeral, a moment of global mourning, Queen Camilla did something very different. She reportedly avoided the television altogether. Instead, she listened to the broadcast on the radio, alone in her home. And according to one former palace staffer, her reaction wasn't one of sorrow. She didn't cry, the staffer said. In fact, she seemed smug, like a weight had been lifted. That claim, of course, was never confirmed officially, but it fits into a pattern that many found troubling. While millions around the world were devastated, some collapsing in tears in the streets, Queen Camilla kept her distance. No public statement, no appearance, no sign of grief. She was told to lie low, and she did. But the tone, the attitude, at least from what insiders described, felt cold, even calculated. Some royal watchers believe Queen Camilla used the funeral as a kind of checkpoint. If she could just make it through this moment, she and King Charles could begin a new chapter, publicly, without hiding. And that's exactly what happened. Number 6. King Charles fought the Queen over a public funeral, for PR. Behind closed palace doors, there was tension, big tension. After Princess Diana's death, Queen Elizabeth reportedly wanted a quiet, private ceremony. She believed it was best to keep things traditional and respectful. No cameras, no massive public display. But King Charles had other plans. He pushed back, hard. According to royal aides, King Charles demanded a full public funeral, complete with television processions, grand music, and national mourning. At first, the Queen resisted. She didn't believe it was the monarchy's place to lead a national outpouring for someone who was technically no longer a royal. Remember, by the time of her death, Princess Diana was divorced from King Charles and had lost her Royal Highness title. But King Charles insisted. Why? According to insiders, it wasn't just about honoring Princess Diana. It was about saving face. The public was angry. People were accusing the royal family of being cold and distant. King Charles knew that if the palace didn't respond dramatically, the monarchy itself might be in danger. So he fought for it, and eventually, the Queen gave in. The funeral was broadcast around the world. Over 2 billion people watched. It was the biggest royal event since King Charles and Princess Diana's wedding, and it served its purpose. It softened public anger. But some palace insiders say it wasn't about love or loss. It was about optics. King Charles knew exactly what he was doing. Number 7. King Charles was relieved Princess Diana was gone. This is perhaps one of the darkest claims ever made about the days after Princess Diana's death. A palace aide speaking under anonymity once claimed that King Charles said something chilling. After hearing the final confirmation that Princess Diana had died, he was relieved. That's the word the aide used. Relieved. Not sad, not heartbroken, relieved. Why would anyone feel that way? Some believe it was because for King Charles, Princess Diana had become a constant source of stress. The media followed her every move. Her interviews often painted him as cold or unloving, and their past was still haunting his present. As long as Princess Diana was alive, King Charles and Queen Camilla's future remained uncertain. So when that future suddenly opened up, many believe King Charles felt a weight had lifted. No more negative headlines from Princess Diana. No more awkward press questions. No more being overshadowed. That feeling of relief, if true, was never meant to be made public. But it adds another disturbing layer to what was already a deeply complex moment in royal history. It wasn't just a tragedy, it was, for some, the end of an obstacle. Number 8. Queen Camilla advised King Charles on how to spin the tragedy. While King Charles was managing public appearances and pushing for a grand funeral, Queen Camilla was allegedly helping him behind the scenes. One former aide claimed she coached him like a media advisor. She told him what to say, how to appear more emotional, when to release statements, what tone to take in interviews. It wasn't just support, it was strategy. According to some insiders, Queen Camilla advised King Charles to lean into the grief, to speak openly about Princess Diana's importance as the mother of his children, and to avoid any mention of their past marital problems. She also reportedly warned him about his image. If you appear cold now, she allegedly told him, they'll never forgive you. And King Charles listened. Every move he made in those days was calculated, from the way he bowed his head during the funeral procession to the way he spoke about Princess Diana in public. And many believe Queen Camilla's influence played a major role in shaping that. That wasn't just mourning, it was management, a calculated effort to shift public perception. And Queen Camilla, who'd once been seen as the woman who broke up the royal marriage, was now guiding the man who would one day be king. Number 9. King Charles forced Princess Diana's princess title after death. When Princess Diana and King Charles divorced in 1996, she lost the official right to be called Her Royal Highness. That title meant a lot in royal circles. It signified a position within the family. Losing it was a big deal and it hurt Princess Diana deeply. But after her death, the question of her title came back. Should she still be called Princess Diana, or simply Princess Diana, former Princess of Wales? According to multiple reports, King Charles pushed for the use of the title Princess Diana in public memorials and press statements, but not out of respect. One insider said it was purely for sympathy. He thought it would make him look better, the source claimed. It gave the appearance of warmth, like he was honoring her. But in private, King Charles reportedly didn't care about the title. In fact, some aides claimed he didn't even want to discuss it. The decision was made with one goal in mind: public approval. So Princess Diana was referred to as Princess Diana in the funeral broadcast, in press coverage, and on her memorial plaque. But behind the scenes, the royal family hadn't changed their stance. It was theater, performed for a grieving nation. Number 10. Queen Camilla reportedly celebrated privately. Here's the part that tabloids jumped on, and it shocked even longtime royal watchers. Just days after Princess Diana's death, Queen Camilla reportedly hosted a small private gathering at her home in Wiltshire. It wasn't a wild party, it wasn't even loud, but it was something. Champagne, a few close friends, and, as one source put it, a noticeable lightness in the room. That same source claimed Queen Camilla looked happier than she had in years. Naturally, when this detail leaked to the press, there was outrage. People were still laying flowers at Princess Diana's memorial. Crowds were sobbing in the streets. And here was Queen Camilla quietly celebrating just out of sight. Defenders said it wasn't a celebration. They claimed it was more of a moment of relief where she could finally breathe after years of hiding in shame. But for many in the public, the timing said everything. Whether it was truly a celebration or not, the message it sent was damaging. It reinforced what millions of people already believed: that King Charles and Queen Camilla had been waiting for this moment. And now that it had arrived, they weren't mourning, they were planning. Number 11. King Charles refused to let Princess Diana's sisters see her body. When Princess Diana's body was brought back from Paris, her family, especially her sisters, wanted to see her, to say goodbye, to confirm for themselves what had happened. But shockingly, King Charles reportedly said no. According to Earl Spencer, Princess Diana's brother, the family was cut off from her during those early hours. King Charles, who flew to Paris to bring her body home, kept tight control over every step. And when her sisters asked to see her, he allegedly declined. Why? Some royal aides later said he was trying to protect the boys, Prince William and Prince Harry, from more trauma. Others think it was simply a matter of control. King Charles was the one in charge, and he wanted to manage every part of the process, from transport to presentation to burial. But for Princess Diana's family, this decision felt cold. They'd loved her long before she became a royal, and now they were being shut out from her final moments. Even Earl Spencer would later suggest there were power plays at work, implying that the royal family, and King Charles in particular, were already rewriting history while emotions were still raw. Number 12. King Charles blocked investigations into Princess Diana's death. Conspiracy theories surrounding Princess Diana's death have never gone away. Some say it was a tragic accident. Others believe it was something far more sinister. But what makes the theories even more intense is how quickly the royal family, particularly King Charles, moved to shut down deeper investigations. The French authorities ruled it an accident. So did the British. But some key witnesses were never questioned. Some security footage was never released. And according to multiple insiders, King Charles didn't want any more digging. He reportedly told aides that more attention would only cause more pain. But skeptics argue the opposite, that there were things King Charles didn't want uncovered. Details about Princess Diana's private conversations, her thoughts on royal life, even her fears that she might be targeted. Paul Burrell, Princess Diana's former butler, later revealed she'd written a note saying someone was planning an accident in her car. Whether that was real or paranoia, we may never know, but what we do know is this: King Charles had the power to push for more answers. He didn't. And that silence only fueled the belief that something was being hidden. Number 13. King Charles ordered Princess Diana's belongings destroyed. After Princess Diana's death, there was one final move that stunned those closest to her. King Charles reportedly ordered some of her personal belongings removed and even destroyed. Paul Burrell, who worked as Princess Diana's personal butler, later revealed that items vanished without explanation. Letters, clothes, tapes, even jewelry. Some of it was never returned to her family. Some, he claimed, were disposed of. These weren't just items. They were memories. And for people who loved Princess Diana, it felt like another way of erasing her. Why would King Charles do that? Some believe he wanted to protect the monarchy from future scandals. Princess Diana had been candid about her pain. She'd kept journals and tapes that could damage the crown. If those fell into the wrong hands or into the press, they could have been explosive. Others think King Charles simply wanted to move on, to start fresh with Queen Camilla, and keeping Princess Diana's belongings around was a painful reminder of everything that had come before. Whatever the reason, it added another layer of heartbreak. Even in death, Princess Diana's story was being controlled and rewritten. And there you have it, the shocking chain of events that unfolded just hours after Princess Diana's tragic death. From secret phone calls to private celebrations, the picture painted by insiders and former staff is one many never expected. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think King Charles and Queen Camilla have been preparing for this moment all along? Was their reaction just cold or calculated? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And until next time, bye!